Scene 6. Later that night, Ichabod joins a group of guests by the fire. In these parts, Mr. Crane, you must take care to be a decent person. Those who don't are carried away by ghouls in the night. Oh, yes, many ghouls haunt Sleepy Hollow. There's the old Dutchman who walks the docks, and the woman in white. You can hear her crying on cold nights. But no ghost compares to the Headless Horseman. Who? The Headless Horseman. He's said to be the ghost of a soldier whose head was blown clean off by a cannonball during the Revolutionary War. His body is buried in the churchyard. Every night he rides in search of his head. He cannot rest until he finds it, so take care not to be on the roadway at the witching hour. I once met him on the road. I called to him, "Show me your face, good man." The room is silent. All are listening. When he turned, there was nothing there, only the stump of a neck. Heavens! He pulled me onto his horse. Bauer takes a bite of his apple and chews it slowly. Well, what happened next? We galloped over hill and swamp. We reached an old church bridge. That's when the horseman... What? When the horseman what? He turned into a skeleton, threw me into the brook, and with a clap of thunder, sprang over the treetops. Oh my! I will never forget it. Brom rises. All eyes turn to him. I, too, have seen the Headless Horseman. I was coming home one night when he rode by. What'd you do? I wasn't afraid. I offered to race him for a glass of cider. Well, did you win? I would have won, but just as we came to the old church bridge, the horseman vanished in a flash of fire. Ah, yes, it is said that the horseman cannot pass the old church bridge. So if the horseman comes after you, head for the bridge. If only you can reach the bridge, you will be safe. Scene 7. On his way home that night, Ichabod, pale as a tombstone, trots along on gunpowder. The shadows are long in the moonlight. Arroo! Ichabod flinches. Take care not to be on the roadway at the witching hour. Keep it together, Ichabod. Suddenly, there's a rustling in the bushes. Something huge appears in the shadows. Every night, he rides in search of his head. Ichabod's hands tremble as he clutches the reins. Who's there? The figure is atop of a powerful black horse. I say, sir, who are you? The figure does not respond. Ichabod kicks gunpowder, and the horse takes off. When Ichabod looks back over his shoulder, he is horror-struck by what he sees chasing him. The Headless Horseman! The head that should be resting on his shoulders hangs from the saddle in the form of a fiery jack-o'-lantern. Fly, gunpowder, fly! Away they dash, sparks flying under gunpowder's hooves. If only you can reach the bridge, you will be safe. The church bridge! Ichabod cracks his whip wildly in the air. Hi-yah! Hi-yah! Come on, gunpowder! Gunpowder's hooves pound as they cross the bridge. Ichabod looks back again, expecting the headless horseman to vanish. Instead, he sees the ghoul raise an arm and hurl its head at him. Ah! All goes dark. Scene 8. Several months later, guests gather for the wedding of Brom Bones and Katrina Van Tassel. The villagers sit by the fire telling tales to the new schoolmaster. The next morning, Gunpowder wandered home, but Ichabod did not return. What happened to him? Nobody knows. A search led to the bridge. Ichabod's hat was found next to the brook, and close beside it, a shattered pumpkin. Brom Bones chuckles to himself. Mr. Crane was never found. It is said that on quiet evenings you can hear the ghost of Ichabod Crane whistling near the schoolhouse. Knickerbocker walks on stage. Others heard that Ichabod was alive and well, just scared out of town by the ghost. They suspected that perhaps Brom Bones knew more of the matter than he chose to tell. Please look on page 19 at the map. It says Washington Irving may have gotten his idea for the legend of Sleepy Hollow when he was just 15 years old. Yellow fever, a deadly disease, was spreading through cities, so his parents sent him from their home in New York City to a friend's house in Tarrytown, a small village on the Hudson River. Irving fell in love with the region, including its Dutch-American people and their many ghost stories. Please look on page 18. It says Ghosts of the War. In 1790, when the tale takes place, America was a brand new country. It had just won independence from Great Britain in the American Revolution. Many ghost stories of the time had to do with losses suffered during the war.